Hi, everyone. My name is Eric Brinkman, and I'm the product director for the dev section here at GitLab. The dev section is responsible for the first three stages of the DevOps lifecycle, which includes our manage, plan, and create stages. And today, I'm just going to quickly talk through some highlights from our section over the past 6 weeks in preparation for our group conversation tomorrow on November 5th. From a hiring perspective, I'm really excited to announce that we've hired 2 PMs in the past 6 weeks. We have Kristen joining the team, who's responsible for design management, and Matt joining the team, who's going to be responsible for compliance. So welcome to GitLab. We're excited that you're here. From a direction perspective, we've put a lot of work into making our dev strategy public in our handbook. We've also done a Q&A and a review of that strategy with the broader dev section team members, and we've recorded that as well and put that on our handbook too. So please check that out if you're interested in what the dev section is going to do next year. Compliance is also becoming a really big topic for some of our larger customers. So we've recorded a compliance discussion with Sid and some of the other team members here talking about our ideas and some of our vision for compliance. So please check that out if you're interested. It was a really great conversation. And then lastly, from a direction perspective, we've added a static site editor group, which is going to be focused on making the static site editing experience inside of GitLab better, as well as making our GitLab handbook just easier to use and quicker from a CI testing and from a deployment perspective as well. So one of the things we've noticed is that non-technical users are having a hard time updating the handbook. We want to make that a lot easier, and that should just be a better experience inside of the application. There's some really great things that we've launched over the past 6 weeks, and I'd like to highlight a few of them. The first one is merge request dependencies in the same project. So now you can have multiple merge requests in the same project and link a dependency between all of them in which order they should be merged. We've also released an API for instance level audit events, which should help administrators understand who's done what at what time. We released code owner approvals for protected branches. So now you can have, you can mandate that a code owner has to approve an MR in a protected branch, a great feature for those that really want a little bit more control over who's doing what in the MR. We've also released Git partial clone in the alpha stage, which allows users to specify which files they're cloning when they clone a repository, really letting people keep those large files in the Git repository without moving them over to the clone. And the last thing I want to highlight is a small one, but a quick win, which is pretty neat. You can now move multiple issues at one time from one board list to another. And so if you select a card and then hold down the command button on your keyboard, you can select other cards and you can now move them all over at one time, which is a really, really great feature. And I know a lot of our customers were asking for that one as well. Looking forward from a roadmap perspective, we're going to be making some improvements into SSO. This is obviously going to be a big topic for a lot of our enterprise customers who want to do away with passwords and usernames and worrying about the essentially rotation of some of the credentials and keys that are inside of GitLab. And so we're going to let those customers hook up to their SSO systems and they can just drive those from a central place. So please check out that epic if you're interested in more detail. We're also going to focus on group import and export. So as people move from GitLab instances, it can be difficult to import and export a group currently. We'll be investing into that experience as well. High availability for Gitaly is becoming a very, very important topic as Gitaly is seen as a single point of failure for most of our customers in the existing architecture. So we've put a lot of work into creating a reverse proxy service that can be used to handle multiple Gitaly nodes. And so we're working through that process right now, obviously using gitlab.com as a test bed for some of this, but we'll be working a lot on high availability for Gitaly in the coming weeks and months. Merge request performance has become something that's been very important as well. And so in 12.5 in the kickoff, we announced a ton of great improvements that we're going to handle for how we load diffs and how we do syntax highlighting. We'll continue to make sure that those improvements are measured and that they've actually taken effect. And then also continue to make sure that the MR doesn't become this single point of bottleneck where the application crawls down and is just a frustrating experience to deal with. Group compliance dashboard is something that is a relatively new concept and feature that we've been iterating on quickly. And so just to show a quick visual here, we're thinking about a group level compliance dashboard where there's projects, recent activity, who it was approved by, and then over time, as we iterate on this, we want there to be policies, and those policies map to compliance frameworks like SOC 2 and HIPAA. And so we're going to start iterating on this very, very quickly. Requirements management, something you've likely heard us talk about before, the ability to have a construct that is a requirement and then to map that requirement all the way down to a line of code is very important for regulated industries. In 12.6, we'll be launching our MVC of requirements management, the ability to define a requirement, and of course, iterating further on that. We're also improving both our epics and our roadmaps. And there's tons of improvements in both of these epics that are linked here. So take a look and check those out. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you at the group conversation tomorrow. Bye.